Hi, W0TM, Gary. The video. Talk silver up to $5,000 an ounce. Talk silver up to $5,000 an ounce. If we could talk silver up to $5,000 an ounce, it would be $5,000 an ounce. Alas, we can't talk it up. It will go up in price or down. It will go up when it goes up, not a second sooner. J.P. Morgan, having 385 million ounces of physical silver, so they say, while at the same time selling SLV certificates, meaning that they intend to score big time the day when silver truly runs dry. Nothing lasts forever. They will have, I predict, maybe 1 day of advance notice, or just a few hours. They don't need much. That's enough to just, wipe out the market. Intel, Apple, and others will take their, when silver runs out and the world, most people that count silver say that 99% plus of physical silver has been used up by industry. And when industry uses of silver, it turns into dust. It's not recoverable. It's just gone. A good example is slurry that's used for polishing ball bearings. Try to get the silver dust out of slurry that's used for polishing ball bearings. You can't do it. There's no even hard way to retrieve silver. Anyway, Intel and so forth will take their certificate to the issuers and say, here is a pile of SLV certificates. Please exchange these for physical silver, just like the certificates say. Well, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and so on will say, read the fine print on the back. Well, they probably have. It says, we, the issuer of SLV certificates and other similar stocks, etc., reserve the right to, instead of physical silver, to give you the spot price of physical silver instead of physical in fiat paper money currency, them calling it money. Well, the words on the certificate say, only if we do not have physical. Well, gosh, we, meaning J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and so on, say we do not have the physical to give you. Well, prove them wrong. Even though we have thinking in the back of their minds, but not saying it out loud, even though, hey, we have huge vaults full of physical silver, well hidden all over the world, prove it. They'll be in court for 20 years proving that Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, so forth, had that physical all along. In 20 years, Apple, Intel, all the companies that had to have silver to produce their end product will be there'll be wind blowing through the empty buildings of Intel and so forth. They'll say, here is your fiat paper currency of the current spot price of silver, like $15 an ounce. It's gone up a bit lately, which is fine, $17 an ounce, I think. For the huge piles of SLV certificates, PSLV is another one. There are others. You have, boy, they will think in the back of their minds, but not saying it out loud. This is Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. Were you guys stupid beyond belief they will be thinking. By the way, that is why Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, all of the people who truly control the silver market, why they have the price suppressed. They want to pay like $15 an ounce. They'd like to pay $1, but you know, 17, 15 is as low as they've been able to get it. Not $200 an ounce, not $5,000 an ounce, so forth. Well, $200 might appear 48 hours later, then $2,000, then who knows what, the sky's the limit. But in the meantime, they will have paid Intel, Apple, the other 10,000 plus users of physical silver. This is silver, not gold, by the way. As I've said over and over and over again, those of you that subscribe to my channel, the world is awash with gold, and always will be. Watch gold plummet to the price of plastic someday. I don't know when. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Intel, Apple, and the other 10,000 plus users of silver who must absolutely have high grade, like 99% grade silver, to make their end product, like, you know, an Intel phone, computers, internet, you know, servers, just everything that's electronic, just about, has some silver in it. And all of those have to have silver. Silver has, here's a little factoid, silver has more individual users, individual uses than any other metal on Earth. That's not quantity, that's individual uses. They'll be in a total panic. Now, are you ready for war over silver? Well, it could be coming. I laugh, but my goodness, you know, a war over silver, it can come as the eternal sorcerers, alchemy struggle for turning brass, copper, etc. into silver or gold, yields no results. They've been trying it for thousands of years and hoodwinking kings and emperors and so forth. And once they skedaddle and hopefully get to safety, the king scratches the gold paint off of the iron bar and discovers that, hey, this isn't gold, this is iron. Get that guy, you know. Hopefully they've, if he was smart, he locked him up. But a smart alchemist was smart enough to get a fast horse and over the border to a friendly country. It repeats the 2001 dot-com bubble with $200 stocks to a penny overnight. That happened. Remember that happened? There were $200 stocks that dropped to a penny, like maybe not overnight, but within a couple of days. I know, you know, I didn't own any of the $200 stocks, thank heavens, but I did lose some money in it, not very much. I thought, well, a quick little story. I bought some stocks that went from $200 down to like 10 cents, thinking they would bounce up, which they did. They bounced up to like $1. I should have sold thin. I made like $70,000 in like 10 minutes, but as amazingly fast, it went from 10 cents to $1 back down to a penny, and I lost my money. But hey, that's how it goes in the big world of investments. Except these huge companies like Apple, oh my, oh my, oh my, the wicked old witch is dead. Now, I had to throw that in because I live in Kansas. You always got to say that if you live in Kansas. The Wizard's my next door neighbor, you know, so on and so forth. As the world returns, kicking and screaming to the, quote, copper age, copper is the second fastest electronic metal. When I say fastest, I mean the lowest resistance. We will get used to no more computers, no more internet, and technology of today will be gone. But there will be light at the end of the tunnel that will save mankind and save high technology. But I predict that savior will not occur until, or that breakthrough technology, it'll be amazing. Yeah, I predict it won't occur until like 2050. Well, what is it? Well, I'm guessing. That's for me to know and you to guess. I may put it in another video or I may not. Hint, you'll never guess it. At my age, 68, just had a birthday a couple days ago. Happy birthday to me. I'll be gone, but by then, the true age of super high technology will truly begin. When that technology is invented, and people are working on it now. They've got some really basic parts of that technology working. They really do. That's neat. I'm following it. But we're a long, long ways off. Computers and everything using silver today will run I'm guessing, I predict, 100,000 times faster than the current speed of today's computers, telephones, everything that's electronic that uses silver. You think copper isn't that much slower than silver. Well, silver is like 1.23 if silver is 1, copper is 1.23. And it doesn't sound like much difference. But if you take that and you run it through one circuit after another circuit to another circuit to another circuit to another integrated circuit, and you go on and on and on and on, inside even a telephone, your iPhone, you might have 20,000 different circuits. You take 1.23 times 20,000, and all of a sudden you've got the speed really slow. That'll happen. This huge jump in technology predicted in the year 2050 or thereabouts will happen if mankind doesn't first kill itself off. Wars will be fought over the remaining silver. I believe China and the United States, maybe others, are hoarding silver because they know that silver is almost gone, and they know that countries that have silver will win the wars, and countries that don't have the silver will lose the wars. So compared to what Earth had in the year 8000 BC, by the way, 8000 BC is the year technology historians, I'm one of them, whatever that means, peg as when man changed from being hunter-gatherer. You know what that means. Roaming, following animal herds and eating berries from trees and bushes and just having a good life, to instead settling down, getting married, building a cottage, working up to the life of today, becoming farmers, changed from hunter-gatherer to being a agricultural, stay in one place farmer, living in one place. The last 500 years, mankind began to treat, the last 500 years from right now, mankind began to treat silver not as a nuisance that littered fields every spring and had to be removed, because silver is a light metal that pushes up in the ground before planting season, to instead a metal of beauty, used like gold as metals and so forth, just like in the Olympics, gold, silver, bronze for the Olympics. Industry then discovered uses for silver, and the race to make silver the first element on the periodic table. Remember that? Remember high school chemistry? How boring that was. You had to memorize, or they told you had to memorize that table. What good would that do you? Well, silver is one of those items on the periodic table. It'll be the very first one to drop to zero. There are some that are pretty low, and there are some that are man-made, but you can make more. And silver, you can't make more. You can't make silver out of anything else. When silver is gone, it is gone. Silver might just, well, it will exist in small quantities in museums and places. It'll be as rare as the Hope Diamond eventually. I predict. And you can argue with me all you want. I've been a silver guy for 40 plus years. In 1965, I was I was the metal guy counter, whatever you want to call it, for the United States government, working for the Atomic Energy Commission. I knew, as close as you could know, I knew how much metal there was in the world for every critical metal. You know, I was the guy. Sounds like an important job. No, I really wasn't. It was just because I worked for the AEC, Atomic Energy Commission. As a scientist, I was between projects. They all of a sudden needed somebody. So Sandia Labs, Lawrence Livermore Labs, all decided they had to know how much silver, or how much metal was left. Well, I found out later why. I attained the rank of, in security clearance, of what's called Q clearance, which is, maybe still is, the second highest security clearance in the American government. It's pretty high up. I guess they thought I wasn't a spy or something. There is no substitute for silver, and reclaiming it after first use, that's where you take it off of the bar that came from the foundry, is out of sight in price. Reclaiming it, there's no substitute. You can't reclaim it. There's no substitute. There's nothing. You can economize and make it such that it is, that you make little use of it, but you will use it. Like $10,000 an ounce and up to reclaim. A typical computer has about 1 ounce of silver in it. You can reclaim about half of it. It'll cost you over $10,000 to reclaim that 1/2 ounce of silver. The reclamations going on in the sweatshops, the reclamations of metals going on in sweatshops in China is a joke. That's my opinion. It might as well be plastic for reclaiming metals like silver. What comes out is not silver, or at least it's not silver that you could put to any use in electronics. By the way, for those who think, well, we'll just go buy, meaning steal, the silver that investors have. If you're a silver investor, well, you better go hide it well and disperse it, and you better go hide yourself and so forth. 100% of all, and here's a factoid for you, 100% of all investor silver in the world that is being saved right now, everybody from Warren Buffett to the guy that owns 2 1-ounce coins of, they're all saving their silver. Assuming they would give it up, well, not me, would run industry, the entire amount of silver would run industry for 1 year. That's it. At the current rate of usage. Gold, sorry, its electrical resistance is far worse than silver. Copper is number 2, and I forget what number 3 is. Is zinc or what is it? Gosh, I forgot. Darn it. Copper is number 2 and still not good. At one point, what did I say? 2.3 or 3.2? I forgot. It doesn't matter because it's really bad. It sounds okay, but you repeat it, as I say, a total of 5,000 to 10,000 times in circuits throughout a computer or whatever the device is. The speed becomes slower than an old Atari Pong game. Remember the Atari Pong game? How much fun that was. That's how fast a Cray computer would be today if it was 100% made out of copper. If there was no silver in it, zero, zip, nada, nothing. It would be like an Atari Pong game. Well, that's enough for now. I've written several articles awaiting publication in other places, and I'll see if they publish them or not. If not, I might just come back here on YouTube and do what I'm doing right now and read them to you. I'm writing a book right now as well. My predictions of high technology for the next 300 years. I'm as I said, a technology historian. I kind of fancy myself as that. Of what technology was thousands of years ago, when the wheel was invented. They've actually discovered items they believe are actually batteries that caveman or people made thousands of years ago. Real basic. They say that they claim the Holy Grail was actually a battery that causes a spark. Who knows? Basically, the world is about to be what I'm calling high technology nuked, and few know it. If they don't, or they don't seem to care. Do you care right now? No, you probably don't. Because you can go to a store right now, you can buy a computer, you can buy a telephone, you can buy all kinds of things that have silver in it. Well, if silver runs out, you go down to your computer store, they're not going to have anything. You go down to your telephone store, they won't have anything. You go anywhere, computers and the like will be worth their weight in gold. They'll be worth their weight in anything. Only thing is, the internet will quickly die because things like routers and so forth, as they die, there won't be replacements because there won't be any more silver. And what do you do then? You're stuck, or the world is stuck. No, will you care when the industrial silver supply drops to zero? Truly zero? You bet you will. And with that, I say I will see you on horseback and covered wagons. Picture that. That's what happens if you do it with high technology. You return to not the 19th century, but the 14th century. That's a whole nother topic why that would happen. But it wouldn't be any fun. And you would not enjoy life. High technology makes your life so much nicer, and it's all based on silver. And silver is just about to go away. It's below 1% is left to be used, and when that's gone, it is gone. So with that, you can start arguing with me, saying, "Oh yeah, we'll just reclaim. We'll go get Grandma's, silver tea set and the silverware, and somebody will figure out a way to turn something into silver, and we'll use gold." And I've heard I've heard it all. Nothing works other than silver. If you don't have silver, you are up a creek. So with that, let the arguing begin down below in the comment section. This is Gary, W0TM. Thank you all for listening. I enjoy having you all very much as subscribers. I'd like to have more. With that, I'm signing off, and take care. Bye-bye.